Hello and welcome back to our coverage of the San Francisco Safari. This is part 2 of round 1. 23 holes on this day. We already watched the front 10 and now we're going to watch the back 13.
Oh, shout outs to Ruby, one of the local dogs. We all know Ruby's a staple out there, as other dogs in Golden Gate Park. Very dog friendly.
Yep, and we will be seeing the stump hole shortly. Right now we're still on the temp part of the course.
So ideally we want to see a little bit more green on here. Some of the competitors on the chase and below definitely putting some hotter scores, catching up to the leaders. But let's see if they can switch it up and start tearing up the back.
Hole 4, this is the corral hole, and you've got a double mando and an island green that you're trying to hit. And there's a lot of wind coming off the polo fields here.
Yeah, I think it usually tends to be a headwind. I think it might have been a little bit right to left on this one. And this is one of the holes that's probably going to be a 2 or a 4.
Powell here throwing a glow gator.
Ooh, gets a little bit lucky there. The OB is right there.
Yeah, he's
Gets the flag.
so close. Cody going with his overstable pig this time.
Yeah, I like this play. Kind of makes the Mando a little wider. As long as you don't... Ooh, but there is some risk there.
It just leaked OB. Sail with the harp.
It's one of those holes where outside of a tournament, we're all parking this hole. But as soon as you put a Mando in there, it just makes it really, really intimidating.
Faes is throwing a proxy. Oh, and some spectators
Wow,
just went right through
Did not
the
see
volunteer.
that. Yeah, sometimes, although we do get a permit to close this course down, you can't always just ask people to hold on.
I believe what happened there is that they had agreed to stop, and then when Faes was throwing, they all of a sudden decided to go.
Change their mind. Doesn't matter. Jeff still birdies it.
Yeah, you can see the polo fields there in the background.
Yeah, there's been a lot of versions of this hole in the past. Probably one of the holes that we tend to play, usually the corrals, some type of form. I think last year we played it backwards. Oh, not expected.
Yeah.
Looks like he has some grip issues there. Yeah, sometimes you just have to have a goldfish mentality, forget about the last shot, and just focus on the next one. Although it is summer, it was pretty cold, pretty foggy out here this day. Super windy, not a typical summer vibe.
Yeah, I think that's kind of common in San Francisco, though, right? I mean, summer's not really summer, but you still have a lot of daylight to work with.
Jeff, such good control on those angles.
Hole 12, the fifth temp hole over here. Such a pretty hole. You've got this green grass and leaning eucalyptus and pine trees everywhere. Very tricky to navigate. There's probably a few different routes you can go. Most of the players are opting for a forehand.
I want to say that's the better option. If you're not feeling the forehand, there is a straight shot. It kind of brings the trees more into play. It really comes down to what you feel comfortable hitting this gap. I want to say this feels like a bonus birdie.
Y'all agree with that?
Mike, there is that gap right there to the left. I want to say that's the biggest gap on this hole.
Mm-hmm.
This one's just really tough. Also very, very windy. The grass it's hard to skip. You kind of want to air it out there. Yeah, there's that low ceiling comes into play. And also, if you hit early, it's really tough to navigate this fairway.
Yeah, Mike, probably the best drive of the bunch there, and still leaves himself with the circle's edge uphill putt.
So on this one, there is a little bit of a slope on this green. Not ideal by Mike. He's going to have to make a putt. You can see in the background, there's just a lot of wind.
It's funny how there's this one small tree in all these big trees, and that's the one they have to avoid after getting to this sort of opening here, right?
Yes. Another one where in the past I think we've played it the opposite. Can be kind of slow though, so I like some changes, trying out different things.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that just rose on him right there.
Yeah, the wind took that, right?
Yeah, there was a right to left wind here, and he kind of played exposure, just lifts it up.
Yeah, now Mike putting right into that headwind.
Ooh.
It's hard not to leave your putt a little bit low when you're putting into a headwind, because you don't want it to fly away.
It's tough. This is one of those greens where there's so much wind, your putter hits the ground and it's rolling 20, 30 feet. And again, all these putts are tough. In this wind, you want to be close.
That's a tough bogey to take right there.
Yeah, all these, we just got to take our time.
Very cool area of the park, though. I'm glad we got to play it.
Yeah, you can just see all the danger here.
Hole 6, fairly short hole, slightly uphill and to the right. There's a lot of brush on the right-hand side you don't want to go into. No OB, though. Only 240 feet, and you've got a tailwind.
Yes, I think you're stepping up here, and you definitely want to give yourself a putt. You want to take this to one of the easier holes on the Temp course. Very easy to go long. That tailwind is just kind of hard to slow down. I want to say the preferred line would be the forehand. There's a forehand gap out there. If you have the backhand, also not a bad option. It's just tough to stay there.
Cody throwing the KC Pro AVR on this hole.
Mike with the trust again. Ooh.
Oh, look, he hit that.
Gives himself a putt.
And there's also a coyote den here on this hole, I believe, maybe just behind Jeff there. There were signs all over the place just warning people to give them their space. It's their natural habitat.
We definitely share the park with our coyote neighbors. Golden Gate Park's actually really big. Technically, I think it might be bigger than New York Central Park, which was a random fact that I was surprised.
Yeah. Nice putt there by Sale. And sort of stopped the bleeding a bit.
Ooh, over the cage, it's in. Although this is a very short hole, it's just there's just enough technical aspects to it that it can get in the way, and add the wind. Mike, oh, a little bit.
Just lift that an inch short, I think. Man. You'd see in his reaction just how he expects to make every single one of those.
Yes, Mike's a great putter. Jeff, cleaning up. Let's take a look at these replays. Seemed like he had a little weird stance there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe couldn't follow through or couldn't back up.
Yep. Hole 7, this is, I think, the longest hole on the temp area, 313 feet. You've got OB lining the right-hand side.
Yeah, another one that I really liked. It seemed like it was kind of set up for a backhand shot, maybe a mid-range, maybe a fairway, whatever feel comfortable. I saw some people throw the forehand, give yourself a putt. It just kind of played more into the out of bounds to the right side.
Nice straight shot from Faes there.
Edge of circle.
Throwing a reactor.
Cody stepping up. I'm guessing it's one of the pigs. Probably the straight one, I'm guessing.
He said he's throwing the straight pig here. Oh, so high.
Yeah, there was so much tailwind. That was the way to go. Tailwind just kind of tends to drop your disc. Cody showing us how it's done.
Beautiful shot. Looks like he just hit that tree.
Not too much danger. If you hit early, don't give yourself a chance. Kind of want to pitch up. Take your medicine.
Yep. And Mike has been making those smart decisions during this round.
Gives it a bid.
You're good.
I know Jeff really wants to make this right here. There it is.
Nice. He really makes those longer putts look so effortless. The simple delivery. Now he's tied up with Michael Powell, heading back to the traditional side of the course. Although we will have one other unique hole, which is the meadow hole coming up next.
Oh, yeah. Always a great hole. Right in front of where the TD Central party's at. Everybody cheering you on. Lovely hole.
It's kind of a nice change of scenery. You're sort of in this more quiet back area of the course, and then you walk across the street into the crowd. And
Cody's smooth stance, just committing to that putter shot.
you put so much spin on it.
Oh yeah, Cody's definitely one of the furthest throws that we know in this area for sure.
So the meadow hole is 670 feet, par 4. You've got OB on the right-hand side, sort of where the trees are there, and then lining around the back of the green, very close to the basket. Our own Andy Rothschild there standing in.
What kind of basket is that?
I mean, I would throw at that basket.
Oh yeah, I bet you that catches. Yeah, this one not too challenging off the tee. You kind of just want to throw whatever shot you want to throw. That's just kind of straight. Anything above 300 is good. Obviously, you just want to avoid the right-hand side. It's all about that second shot on this one. There's OB behind the basket, so the closer you are, the shorter shot you have for the second one.
Cody with his massive roller here.
Oh yeah, I love this play. I don't think I saw many people throw this roller. Wow. I know past that bench is probably
500 plus, right?
5+, yeah, for sure. I'm pretty sure Cody could probably throw it in the air, but if you have the roller, why not? Another big arm, Mike.
Also going roller.
Okay.
Oh, this one looks even better.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Basket's right there. As you can see, everybody's there on the tee. Just watching you throw and rip. Ooh.
Just stay safe. Another thing to think about on this hole is there's a lot of people walking on that sidewalk, so you're constantly starting and stopping, waiting for people to go by.
Very true. Mike, a little off position.
Yeah, he could have put that one under the basket, it feels like, but left it low.
So you just want to hit those trees, the gap inside there, and not go too long. Ooh, left it a little short. The OB being right behind there, you kind of want to play it to the short side. But once you walk up there, there's a little bit more room than you think.
Oh, that's perfect.
Mike throwing his, I think it's an AVR 3, Glow AVR 3. He was throwing that a lot.
Love the touch on that shot. That'll do.
That will do. You can see the little pink flags behind it. Most of the time, should be okay, and nothing funny happens. But Jeff taking his time, reading the wind.
And people are talking over there on another tee pad, I think.
Yeah, I know. Hole 12 is right by the original 12. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Jeff's feeling it. Goes to 20 down. Yep, solid hit, Mike.
It feels like a pretty easy birdie as long as you can get that upshot very close to the basket and not go OB. It's right there, though. I mean, that OB's got to be, what, 10, 15 feet?
It seems like it, yeah. It seems like a more of a mental one. Cody, right back at you. It's like all a mental one. There's a little bit of space back there, but obviously we just don't want to go out of bounds. It's something that we're kind of programmed to do. We just don't want to go out of bounds.
I love watching these two different rollers here. Forms look just so different, and yet both ended up about the same distance.
Oh, yeah. Slightly different physiques, but still very similar results.
This is hole 16, traditional hole 10 on the stump here. There is a lot of trouble on the right-hand side, no OB. I really just want to put it close so you can take a bit at this one instead of lay up.
Yeah, it just seems like if you miss any kind of putt, you have the potential to roll away. So if you can just put it close, that's the ideal play. Sidearm, it's a little short of the regular basket. Just gonna have to think about that one.
It seems like you just want to lay up, especially with how well he's playing.
There's that sidearm by Cody.
He's going to think about that one.
Yes, it just seems like anything that's outside of 20 feet, 30 feet, unless you're feeling great, you want to think about it.
Ooh. And give that a little run.
Woo. Yeah, all these players just have such really good sidearms on this one. There is a little bit of elevation here. You can kind of play with people.
Another one where I think, Faes is laying up. I think that's smart, but I wouldn't be surprised if Powell decides to give it a run.
Yeah, in our minds, we're all thinking we should run everything, but it's all about scoring.
Ooh. Seems like a bit of a lucky break there to hit cage and then just stay right there under the basket. And Powell maybe a little less lucky, but I believe he stayed right on the tee pad there for the next hole.
Mike lines it. Oh. Yeah, I've seen these roll 40, 50 feet away.
Even what is this, 20-footer? Seems pretty hard when you're dealing with that kind of elevation. But Sail makes it, and I bet he's happy to get out of here.
Oh, yeah. It's a little sign there. Yeah, you just got to focus on all of these. It's not worth not taking your time on this and giving yourself a comeback. Or again, rollaways are a danger.
And I remember what this tree looked like before it got cut down, or I don't know if it was dead and they decided to cut it down, but it was a really cool looking tree. Like so many branches all the way up, shaded that tee pad, and you know, we're reusing the stump, so that's good, but sad to see that one go.
Yeah, the shout out to the San Francisco Disc Golf Club. They always do a bunch of work out here, and I know with the trees falling down, they're doing a lot more rehab on, you know, how to keep them alive. In some cases, just planting new ones.
So here we have a alternate tee pad up near the sidewalk, and they're throwing downhill to a position just behind a fallen log. About 234 feet, pretty much a stock hyzer downhill.
Another one that you're thinking too off the bat. There is a little bit danger to the right side. This lead card should be thinking twos. Ooh, good run by Cody.
Good run. That's the more stable pig, I think.
Ooh, Mike puts it under the basket. No putts for Mike there.
Yeah, nice reaction off that log. The key here is just to not end up too low.
Oh, don't let that other basket fool you. That's another basket for hole 16.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. I think this hole, you know, it's good to have some sort of easier holes mixed in amidst some more difficult ones. I'm kind of sad that they didn't use the pyramid, frankly, though.
I think that was definitely one of the things. There wasn't many pyramid shots, and it's all an option for the TDs. I know they have their reasons. Sometimes flow, just for different reasons. Yeah, the typical pyramid shots probably where you're thinking when you think of San Francisco disc golf. But it did play pretty fast, pretty smooth.
Yep. The flow was great. It was really good. And looks like we'll have a star frame here. Mike wearing gloves now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mike was telling that his hands gets kind of cold, so it was kind of windy the whole time, and we're playing out here after 3, so it got pretty chilly, especially if, you know, you're just kind of waiting. In the lead card, we tend to just take our time, so shout outs to Mike for doing what he can to keep himself at his optimum prime.
Yep. This is hole 18. Playing hole 12's shortest position, which is in the valley, not too far, 252 feet. You don't want to end up sawing it off to the left because there's lots of trees there that you can get stuck in, and then you also don't want to end up on the hill because then you're going to have a tougher putt.
Yes, this is definitely a must-get birdie. We're thinking if it was a star frame on the last hole, you also want to star frame this one.
Puts it pretty close.
Yeah, some of these shorter shots, I feel like in some ways, sometimes it could be some pressure just because you know everybody else on the card is going to make it and get it in there. But sometimes you're just off a little bit. Cody hanging out a little wide.
Yeah, Sail with the felon. And he ends up under that tree as well. Knife's in there. Powell going Firebird.
Also challenging that tree.
Yeah, 3 of them underneath there with tricky putts, I think. Tough footing on that hill.
Yeah, they've done a lot of cleanup in the years past. I'm not sure this putt would. Ooh, great putt by Mike. Yeah, years before they did a lot of cleanup. I'm not sure that would be available. You really wanted to just keep it on the fairway.
Mm-hmm.
And
I feel like that tree on the left-hand side has grown a lot.
Yes, the early gap also it's growing. Probably one of the reasons why there's sometimes a backup on this hole. I think we've also did a couple of work parties to do some cleanup here. Also, just a safety thing. We want to make sure people just, when they're not playing the tournament, they play kind of fast and efficiently. There's a lot of places you can lose disc here. Ooh, side by side. Yeah, that's the great thing about disc golf. You kind of put your own flavor into it.
Yeah, 3 hyzers all ended up within, 30 feet of each other.
Yep.
Hole 19, traditional hole 13, is going to be off to the right. And they'll be playing through these trees. This is another hole that is very difficult, similar to hole 4 in terms of the amount of trees here and trouble that you can get into.
Yes, this is probably the maybe the second most technical hole here. The ideal play is to kind of go over that ivy bush, and if you do with the sidearm, you should be looking at it. There is the backhand route. Just kind of brings more into the danger.
Oh, that looks great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he should be right there. But he's got a tree in the way.
It's got a little bit of a tree.
Seems like a bread and butter hole for Michael Powell here.
Yeah, I know. Mike's looking at this hole and ooh, a little low. You want to take advantage of these holes. Ooh, a little turn on that. Let's go, Cody.
Really?
Right behind it.
Yeah, left it a little right.
Oh yeah, from downtown. Jeff's feeling it. 23 down.
What a putt. Just having to navigate around those trees. You got that wind, so many factors.
Yeah, this is a hole where I think it kind of just really makes you focus. There's nothing behind it. You can kind of give it a strong bid.
Mm-hmm.
Mike wished he could take that back.
Yeah, it's tough when you're CTP and you miss the putt. Leader big putts you. It's a tough position to be in. See that putt again.
Right in the center. Yeah, Jeff's been making some good putts. Making them count right now. Someone's got to do it.
Hole 20, a traditional hole 14. There's a OB to the left along that path. There's also a Mando right. And you got to get in this little grove of trees here. Try not to go down the hill either.
Yeah, this hole can be a little bit tricky. There's that headwind, a little bit of right to left, kind of pushing you towards out of bounds. The play is the turnover a little bit like how Jeff's coming out here. Play it to the right side.
Yeah, left himself a little bit short.
He's dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is another one. You just want to avoid the out of bounds and the Mando. It's very easy to kick out there.
Ooh. Watch out. Stayed safe though.
Mike, is he throwing his glow rock here? Looks like it.
Also short, but not a bad place to be.
Cody with that pig. Oh wow, goes long. That's okay though.
Yeah.
If you're short, it kind of leaves you with a death putt.
Absolutely.
Oh. Yeah, Mike putting it close. I know there's these two trees. If you're kind of in an off position, they can really make the putt some obstruction.
Mm-hmm. And that's like one of the best things about this park is all the giant trees that you have to play around.
Yeah, these beautiful Monterey pines. It's tough to run that one. There's a kind of slopes behind the basket.
Yeah, but you know he's expecting to make that with how he's been putting. And Cody as well. Wow.
Yeah, great putt by Mike. Seemed like a little tricky around the tree. But Mike's a great putter. I know he's been playing really solid down in Southern California. It's good to see Mike back up here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you were thinking that usually going to be like one birdie, but it's okay not to birdie this one. There is a lot of danger here.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a bonus. You could put it on a great line and hit one of those big trees and roll down 40 feet.
Yeah, that OB is just pretty scary on the left side.
Like whittling that one in.
I love that. Love that face.
Hole 21, it's the 15th hole on the traditional layout. It's actually just in the middle of these trees here. Temporary position.
Oh, that is not ideal. Yeah, this is another very scenic hole. When you think of Golden Gate Park, I think another hole that people tend to, bust out their phones, get some footage on here. It's just so scenic.
Yeah, it's one of those ones you can kind of air it out a little bit more.
Yeah, this shot's it's kind of tricky. You could throw mid-range, maybe a fairway. Mike's kind of calling for that. Is it safe or not?
It's hard to tell from the tee whether it's up on that path. There's OB up to the left, but he's safe.
Yeah, we don't get to play this position too often. It's just a little longer from the short pin, but that tree right in front of it, it kind of stops you. It's kind of hard to park it. You almost want to throw it short and get a skip.
Sorry, that's right in the eye.
Yeah. And there's OB to the left and to the right. So down in the meadow is out of bounds and also up on the path to the left.
Let's see if Cody can correct. Oh, yeah.
It's like
There
he's
it
throwing
is.
that pig on almost every hole.
You did say a lot of this, if it's probably under 300, you could see Cody throwing this. Yeah, also a very tricky upshot. There's just so many things on here. There's the trees. There's a pila core. I've seen some tree hits that could definitely make you roll on here. Oh yeah,
Bang.
yep. He's feeling it back. I know Mike has high expectations. He wants to make every single putt. I like that about Mike.
it's cool to see someone, he misses some of these shorter putts and comes right back. He's got that determination.
Yes. It's in there. No pictures on the scorecard.
Only pictures on the video.
Thank you. Big World Championships, baby. He's ready. I finally found a hole I can't outthrow with the pig.
You could see here on the meadow, this is where the temp hole, the meadow hole, the OB line's right there. Kind of high up. Don't really come into play on this hole, but still there.
Is that a little higher than it normally is?
It's a little bit higher. I think we determined that the meadow usually is part of the what we want to avoid. So that's kind of the public. That's the meadow right here.
Yep. Hole 22, traditional hole 16, up on this terraced area. The OB is to the left down the hill.
Ooh, a little bit of hyzer on that. Give himself a putt though.
Yeah, sail throwing trust there. Cody's going with the pig again.
Oh yeah, no surprise there. Yeah, this is one you kind of just want to throw it straight, not have too much fade.
Too low.
That elevation kind of drags you out there. Another one, there's a lot of roots here. Sometimes you can have some tricky things happen. You think you're throwing a great shot, hits a root, makes you roll, or it keeps you from progressing forward.
And Faes is throwing a switch.
Ooh, hits that tree.
Not OB, but not a good position. Two-time Ricky Destroyer from Powell.
Okay. Ooh, hits that tree again.
That's the one to miss. Nice upshot from Faes there.
Probably that AVR 3 by Mike. Yeah, this tree, if you're a little bit off center, it kind of gets in your way. And just a little trickier putt than you want.
He's going around to the left side.
Oh, he gets it. Great putt by Cody.
What a line on that.
Yeah, that's kind of a little bit of a death putt. Another one where you hit cage, do anything funny, and your disc can roll. Great get by Cody. There it is. Another solid one by Mike. Get into a groove.
Reading that elevation well now.
Yeah, I played with Mike the first round, and he just finished strong, so I can see that happening here too.
Nasty line.
Yeah, only 3 strokes off of Jeff here, who's in the solo lead at this point.
Yeah, they're cleaning up. There's some good scores on the chase cards. Cody, full extension. Oh yeah. Look at that face in the background. He loves it.
Hole 23, last hole of the day. This is a par 4, throwing from the 17 tee pad to 18A. And the basket is also elevated on this day. 480 feet, but I think these guys can get there if they throw a good line.
Oh yeah, I love this hole. It definitely feels good, like we can all get it. It feels like a hard 2. Oh, what is this?
Yeah, Cody, he actually had to leave. He had a previous engagement to see a musical, and I think that he had that like 6 months ago and decided to sign up for Safari anyway, knowing that there's a possibility that he might have to bounce if the ground took too long. And here there was a backup on this hole, and so I think he just had to go, which is really unfortunate.
Yes, sad to see. I know we were waiting there on the tee pad as Cody was waiting, and I appreciate that about Cody. Priorities sometimes. So life gets in the way. We're out here. I come from the school of the most fun wins, and we all know that Cody's an amazing player.
Yeah, 100%.
This one, I know we're thinking we could definitely two this one. I know it says par 4, but it feels like it's more like a really tough 3.
And Mike's going to have an eagle look there.
Oh, yeah. Mike's going long. Right away. Shout out to Brian, one of the PDs out here.
Yeah, Brian Schmitz with the green shirt there behind the tee. Oh, Faes hits a tree, but still makes it down there onto the, I guess you'd call that the dance floor.
Oh, yeah. All these people, there's so many trees there. They're all in the gap, though.
Powell also hitting the gap. This one is fading.
Should have an up and down from there. I know when we were waiting, we saw a couple eagles.
Nice upshot from Powell.
Not ideal by Jeff. There's a little bit of brush out there.
Yeah, leaning all the way out. Try to get that forehand clean.
Oh my, giving it a soft run.
Very nice.
I know Mike wants this. Oh.
Man.
Great eagle. Would have been a great eagle.
Yeah, but a drop-in birdie is also okay.
Could be those hands. I know it was getting kind of chilly towards the end. We got a couple of the Leaf back there. He's got the jacket on.
Mm-hmm.
Cleans this up.
24 down ain't bad.
24 down. What was that thing? It's not a Safari without Jeff making lead card. I think that was shout outs to Ian, Central Coast.
Good thing. And that'll wrap it up for round 2. We're going to look at some of the scores from today and take a look at our lead card.
So there's a little bit of a switch as we were talking about. I think most of the lead card would want to shoot a little bit harder. Some of the chase card and the cards below making some moves. We'll see new players, familiar folks out here: Leaf Swenson, Jacob Blair, and Andrew Miranda. It's going to be interesting. Love to see them play.
Yeah, really great card for tomorrow, and we've got Michael Powell and Sale just a couple strokes, really tied with some of the players on that lead card, and Sale just 1 stroke off. On that chase card, we've also got Chris Basuino, great player from the East Bay, and Juan Bernal.
Oh, yeah.
20 down, just 4 strokes off the lead.
Trying. Yeah, I want to say everybody probably within 4 has a chance. It's the final 18. I know we're all pretty pumped to shoot tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. I know it's going to be a great finish.
Thank you for watching and listening, and this is Local Route Productions. I'm John.
This is Juan. Thank you. Gracias.